welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match reaction. It replaces the post-match point because I can't be bothered to have a pint after that, to be quite honest with you. Forest, obviously West Ham 1, Forest 2.
Where to start?
Where to start? It started well, and then Areola has a complete harebrained moment and gives the ball away and kills us. Literally kills us.
See that when I see that sort of play on a football pitch, I don't understand it because it weren't even like it was close.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like you're passing to a blue shirt.
Yeah.
I can't see what he saw.
Yeah, it's mad because I am one of those ones that I am kind of pro playing out from the back where most people are not. But I think there's times when you need to do it because it's about percentage football. We weren't comfortable doing it, and it was just silly. But as Dan said, I think the first couple of minutes was really good. I thought this is going to be a really good game. Souček had that header after the cross, got the fans up, the atmosphere was good. But I think Forest just kind of swarmed over us in that first half with their pace, their pressing energy. Gibbs-White was kind of controlling the midfield.
The pace between us versus them is night and day. It is crazy. Like, I couldn't believe it. You see how slow we are.
Yeah.
And they're like the opposite.
100%.
It's honestly, they're like our kryptonite. And he set up the same way we set up against Man United. No, don't change a winning team and all that. But we knew this was going to be a different game. This is going to be a tougher game. They're by far a better team than Man United. So I don't know if it was completely wise.
In terms of chances, they didn't have a lot of chances. You know, I don't remember Areola making a save.
He made a
couple at the beginning, maybe.
He made a few good ones in it, but their keeper actually made some great saves throughout the game.
I'll be honest, that's why he's in the team of the season. Sells. He's been brilliant all season. But when you look at, as I said, coming off the Man United game, it looked like we had a bit of confidence for the first time this season. It looked like a bit of confidence, and as soon as you get a bit of confidence, you start to think, all right, okay. We see this now. We see a little bit.
Seafau had that great shot earlier on. If he would have scored that, mate.
And mate, it would have been scenes. But I think he was desperate to score today.
Yeah.
But it was. You have that confidence, and then you've got one player just saps the whole confidence out the side by making one stupid mistake, and that sums up our season.
Yeah, it is.
It completely sums up our season. Listen, they got on top. I still felt we was in the game.
Yeah.
I still thought we was in the game. As I said, I didn't think Forest pulled up any trees. They've been a bit rocky of late as well. But as you say, it's the midfield. The midfield was so evident today, as you said, chalk and cheese. Yeah. Chalk and cheese. The way they play the ball, but Gibbs-White is, I'm telling you what, he is top tier.
Yeah.
He's a top tier player. Yeah. But you look at the midfield, the passing, the movement and all that, and I'm looking at the game, and we're at home. This is the last home game of the season. We ain't got fuck all to lose.
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing to lose, right? And I'm looking at them passing it along the back, and then you see when Forest get it, bang, 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 4-5, quick passes, quick movement, and they're back in the attack again. And sometimes, when you look at, especially towards the end of the game, there's one ball, and they're in again, and you just look at it and you think. And I've said it all season. You get to that point where West Ham are getting the ball, I'm thinking, this ain't going to come to nothing.
Yeah, I mean, look, they play, as in Forest play like our 2019 sort of like lockdown football. 2019, 2020, get percentage football where the aim is get the ball to your attacking players as quick as possible. So you almost bypass the midfield, and that's effectively what they do: counter-attacking, pace, but with a bit of quality at the end of it. As you said, I also think we were in the game. Second half, good second goal, to be fair. It was a good second goal, despite the 6 minutes long flipping VAR dispute.
That summed up their pace.
I don't think it was a foul.
Elanga was so quick. It was one ball, diagonal ball, runs onto it. That's Tadibo. I think Tadibo, he puts his arm round him. Yeah. So whether we think he gives the ref
it's a decision to make.
Yeah. Like, obviously the ref had a terrible game.
He didn't make not one decision. Not one in all, the whole of that game that was right. Honestly,
he was useless.
Yeah,
for both teams. I'm not saying that was.
The ref lost his head, but I think what peed me off the most was Forest just started to play dark arts that whole second half. Yeah. The whole second half, basically. Do you know what I mean? And that just sort of infuriated me a little bit. But I guess when we made the changes, 4 changes. completely changed the whole midfield.
It's very Lopetegui-esque. Remember Lopetegui would
used
do
to
that?
yeah.
He would just make like
Wholesale
shitloads
changes at one time.
And it's just like...
I think that was too many. I think it's too many at the same time.
I think Paqueta and Guilherme, they did make a big impact.
But I thought that was all that had to come on.
Yeah.
I don't think the others, Fulkrug, I didn't think... with all due respect, I like Fulkrug, but that is not his game.
Yeah.
Their two centre-halves are too good.
Yeah.
Way too good.
The thing is as well, like we kind of first half we were crossing, and then when he come on, we weren't really crossing anymore.
That is again.
I want to know what's the Alvarez situation, because we was hearing that there was potentially issues behind the scenes. We wouldn't see him again. We see him against Man United. He come on for Rodriguez again. Man United come on for Rodriguez again today. We was hearing injury, but if there is no issues and Alvarez is fit, then why isn't he starting over? Whatever everyone thinks he's better than Rodriguez.
I thought Rodriguez done all right today.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd done anything wrong. I thought he was all right at Man United last week.
Alvarez is still a better player.
I think it's the point where we're coming in and they want to put him in a shop window.
Yeah, I mean that could be. But then it's that could only.
If you think there's an issue we're coming into the summer, if you think there's an issue, then no one's going to offer you the money that you're going to want for him. They're going to know there's an issue.
Soler makes no sense because we know we're sending him back to PSG.
Yeah, he should not be coming on.
Yeah,
he should not be coming on.
Maybe it was we just needed a little bit more creativity in the midfield.
A bit of craft.
Like Ward-Prowse was just terrible.
Ward-Prowse is just one of those players that's always going to give you a 6 out of 10.
Ward-Prowse.
It's never going to be like top tier. It's never going to be rubbish.
Brian, Ward-Prowse would work if we had more legs.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he can spread the ball about, he can spray the ball about, but he's not quick enough to...
Rodriguez, Souček, Ward-Prowse as a midfield is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily on the individuals, but in terms of balance, that's so bad.
Yeah.
Just that just shows you that the fact that we've spent £150 million in the summer to build this is criminal. The slowest, oldest team with no balance.
When you look at the players that Forest have got, they've found superstars. Murillo costs out about £5,000, like £500,000 or something.
Yeah.
And he's probably one of the better centre backs in the league.
Yeah.
Alanga, what was he, 12 million?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't think Chris Wood was that expensive.
Chris Wood was a Newcastle reject.
They've taken rejects and players that other teams around didn't want, that weren't deemed good enough for those teams, and they've turned them and they've made them better, and now they're doing better than most of the teams they took those players off. Wow.
Two quick points from me. Like, another thing I should say that typifies this season was at the end where the players are doing their round of lap of appreciation for us as fans. Stadium's empty.
But
that's the emptiest I've seen it. Like
good.
End of game of the season.
I hope they look at that and they think it's a fucking hell. We've let these people down this year because that, as I said, the game itself sums up that whole season. You know what I mean? And people walk out, and I think it reflects around the club at the moment. You know what I mean? When I'm looking at people don't want to renew. It's not the board of pulling your trousers down again. Everything's going up. Cost of living crisis is going to be a factor. But I think the main factor is people just saying this is shit. This is shit. And it was shit again today.
I feel for Creswell, Fabianski, and Soufal on that, but just in general, there's been nothing to appreciate this season.
No.
And it's just, you just want to get out of there as soon as possible. It's so
I walked straight out. I didn't even stay. I walked straight out. Someone said to me, ain't you staying to appreciate the players? I said, what for? I don't appreciate them.
No.
So,
I mean, look, on trying to be more sunny side up, using Forest as an example, Nuno, he came in, he was under pressure, he managed to sort of clear out almost a double squad that he had. He had a lot of people, didn't he? And they were under pressure pretty much for 18 months of his tenure at the beginning. He's managed to get a tune out of him, challenging for Champions League, which is probably going to be more Conference, Europa, because he got time. And I think for Potter, it's the same thing. I think what we've got to do is judge him by the first 3 months
I agree.
Of next season. And that's not to say that he hasn't made mistakes, because I feel he has. I feel hopefully he reflects, he looks at the time he's had, the 6 months he's had, or however long it's been, and reflects greatly and get some players in, because now he's in a position where he has to buy, he has to replace. A lot of players are going out, and he has to buy, and we've got to judge him on the players that he brings in.
If
how
we
get on.
can see us play like we did in that first half against Villa in the Cup, where we had Somerville,
Yeah.
and we were pressing high, we were quick, we were winning the ball back high up the pitch, I would love that. So if you can get more players in like that, Somerville, I don't know if we can rely on them to stay fit, but we get more energetic players, we get more athletic players with some strength, then maybe we can see what we started seeing in that, because there's something there, but we just seem to revert back to Loppy and Moyes.
Yeah.
So let's break it down a little bit. Who goes this summer? Who do you think goes? Because I'm looking around the squad, and when you look at that, obviously we've let Cresswell go, Soufal, Fabianski, Danny Ings. Nothing, no mention of Danny Ings all week. Even in terms of like the videos and all that, the emotional videos.
Yeah, he'll be crying because no one's going to pay him 100 grand a week like we have 120 grand a week. That's why he'd be crying.
But obviously,
I feel like Kudus could go. I mean, he was poor today. Some of the things and I just thought him getting subbed off. He seems like his head's not been in the game. His heart's not been
I thought
in it.
Guilherme was a lot more effective.
Yeah, it was.
I'm honest.
Within
He's quick,
first
he's
5
direct.
minutes.
Yeah.
First 5 minutes of coming on.
Yeah.
Took on players, done a nice through ball, looks good.
Nearly got him.
Yeah, I think, you know what, if anyone shows reasonable money, I think all of our players are literally up
for sale.
Bowen,
Yeah, apart from Bowen and Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, and Wan-Bissaka too. I think...
How many year, by the way?
Should I get
Well, Hammer of the year and well deserved.
100%.
Good on him.
Definitely really good. But I think it's more of a factor, Nicky, that there'll be some players that are going to be trying to make noise to come out of the team, and that's what I'm more scared of. So people like Cruz who'll be under contract, but it could be, making a lot of noise to be like, come and get me. And I think that's going to be the case with quite a few players. They're going to want to maybe try and get
There'll
out
be
the exit
some
door.
that might be harder to move on.
Yeah.
Mavropanos might be hard to get anything for.
I'd probably keep him as a squad player, I'd keep him as a squad player.
No,
Squad
thank
player.
you.
Remember, you lot were waxing lyrical about his
You might as well, you might as well fucking put me as a squad player if you're going to keep him as a squad player.
The thing is,
I'll take it.
I think
Give me £1,000 a week, I'll do it.
I think there's a decent centre back there, depending on how you're playing.
There isn't.
But he's too error prone.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of games.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it, a couple of
Do you know
games.
but the big problem is, and me and Brian have talked about this, is that thing between him and Alvarez where one goes, Alvarez is not dropping back to fill the space, he's going up as well.
Yeah.
And just leaving massive space.
I can see Kudus I can see Paquetá going.
Yep.
Yeah, one way or another, I mean, he might if he gets banned.
Yeah, but he's going anyway. Mavropanos I can see moving on. I think he'll end up somewhere in Greece maybe, or fucking Spain or something, I don't know.
You go back to Germany.
I want to get Aguirre back.
Apparently he don't want to
come back now. No.
So we have to see.
But he's under contract, so he ain't really got a fucking choice, has he?
But I think
then
we'll
again,
see.
if he don't want to play with you, what's the fucking point? You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll sell him if we can get a decent fee, I think.
What do you think?
Kilman, mate. Well, I don't know, man. I'll give him a chance, but 40 million, 100 grand a week.
Poor.
We've had our trousers pulled down on that one, mate. They've had us there. Lopetegui, that's his legacy.
Yeah.
That is a terrible deal. And then, like I said, there's hardly anyone. I mean, the whole midfield needs to be gutted. Souček, I would think he was a squad player, unless the right money came for him.
Well, Potter's now he's come out and said, isn't he? He said he's keeping him.
He's integral to that team.
He
He's
is, but-
scored 10 goals this year.
Yes, that's the problem is when he's not scoring, what is he doing? What did he do today? Can you name something that he did?
No, to be honest, I thought he was. I've got no problem.
In terms of the season, he's probably been his best season.
This is why I've been saying this recently. I look at Arsenal and Arteta, and I have a lot of criticism for Arteta, but he will go and see, okay, well, we've lost Havertz, we've lost Jesus, I'm going to play Moreno up top.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that with Souček?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like, this guy scores goals. He's good in both boxes. So let's just have
I'm
him
not
up
sure
there.
what the Emerson situation is.
Yeah, that's weird. Like I was saying that because he come in, he's playing Emerson, we played Scholes for a while.
He wasn't even in the squad.
Now they're both out of it, and we're playing Wan-Bissaka left back.
Yeah, it's mad.
Which is crazy. And so, like, you look at it position-wise now, we have obviously Wan-Bissaka at right back. We're going to need a backup right back. If he's not fancying Scholes or Emerson, we're going to need at least one left back. We're going to need more centre backs. We need to rebuild the midfield.
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
Nice one.
Thank you.
We're going to need to rebuild the midfield. We're going to need a striker. We're going to need a left winger. I'm going to get something to eat after this. And then what cover? If Kudus and Paqueta goes, we're going to obviously cover at right wing. This is a massive rebuild.
It's a big rebuild.
Huge.
It's a big rebuild. We need to bring in some youth, fresh energy in midfield.
Yeah.
Definitely strengthen at the back, and a vocal point up top that is going to be someone that we can sort of like build on going forward.
Yeah.
What do we think about last game of the season, Ipswich?
I think we'll win that probably.
Yeah, this is our chance to finish above Spurs. And
I have seen us lose them games. You know what I mean? So Ipswich are going to be last game of the Premier
we're
League.
better away from home than we are at home.
Yeah, I think I haven't rated Ipswich this year. They've not been very good at all. So should win it. If we don't win it, I'm not going to be surprised.
No, that's it. But I just want to win that, cement finish. I know it's Tim Pot, but I just want to finish above Spurs and Man United. So you have that least thing of like, yeah, we were crap this season, but we were a little bit better than them.
After they play in their Europa League final.
Yeah, I know. It's disgusting that. Cancel it.
Yeah.
Null and void. Null and void it. But yeah, so it's done. Like I said, it might be my last season.
Tell you
here.
what it is, mate. Load of shit.
Yeah.
And so you're going out on a load of shit if you don't come back next year.
Both of us in it, man.
It could be going out on a low.
Could well be.
But it could get lower. So you know what I mean? Like that might be for the
Or
best.
it could get better, you know? And you'll be saying, I told you so.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just I'm just not enthused about. I'm just not. You know, I don't feel enthusiastic about the future.
Nah.
That's the problem. But you know, we have seen.
Yeah.
We've seen it
Like
worse. We've seen it better.
I said on Friday Night Pride, you know, the only hope we have, and I said it on Claret Blues, is it gets better in spite of Sullivan. I have no confidence that Sullivan can oversee a successful future. We have to hope we get lucky and it just works in spite of him, like it did with Moyes. You know, because there's no plan, there's no vision.
Yeah.
It's crap, mate.
Yeah, that was it. There we go. Right, should we wrap up?
Yeah.
They'd wrapped up 6 months ago in now. But thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match reaction. I'm coming back tomorrow. I'm going to have my say about a couple of these players. Players that can go, players that can stay. I think we'll do a keep, sell. What was it? Keep, sell,
bench.
bench. Keep, sell, bench this week. But there we go. Thank you very much. One thing left to say. Come on, you guys.